This is Anthony Elmore, and I'm sitting here with my son, Anthony Elmore Jr. What's going on there, son?
Hey there.
Look, we're going to do another Buddhist history lesson. And the way that I teach Buddhism is that I teach Buddhism through real life. And I have not forced you into anything. Now, but what I do get into with my son is that I approach religion from the standpoint of history, culture, and science. And these are the things that you can understand. And as I teach Buddhism to my son, I approach Buddhism from the standpoint of everyday life. Let me show you something. And the mothers out there and the fathers out there, y'all can understand this. Now, you see right here? Now, this is a pair of some Adidas Tennis. See right there? Now, that's some Adidas Tennis. Track cleats, right?
Yeah.
Now, my son runs track. Now, yesterday, we went to Dick Sporting Goods, and I bought my son a pair of track shoes. Now, my son is 15 years old, and what you want, 400 meters?
400 and 200 and sometimes 800.
Okay, well, he's an aspiring football player who wants to be a pro player, I guess pro ball player sometime. You think so?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, anyway, let's explain this. Now, yesterday, I took this shoe to explain Buddhism. And so we'll use this as an analogy to explain Buddhism. Now, I told him, I said, now, son, within this shoe is Buddhism. Now, Buddhism that we teach comes from the Lotus Sutra. Now, it is the Lotus Sutra that explains the mutually inclusive relationship of all phenomena. So all phenomena is all included in one single aspect or in a single momentary state of existence. Now, let's look at this Adidas shoe here. Now, I said, son, the 10 aspects exist in this shoe. And I think you know some of those 10 aspects. What are they? Try to call them out.
Appearance.
Slow down. Appearance.
Appearance, entity.
No, appearance, nature.
Nature, entity.
Appearance, nature, and entity.
Right.
All right. Then, okay, appearance, nature, entity.
I don't know them all in order.
Then, all right. But then, because it's appearance and nature and entity, that shoe got a what? Power.
Power.
Right?
Right.
And then that shoe has a what? Influence.
Right.
Now, within this Adidas shoe is what? An inherent cause. Right?
Right.
Then, because it has an inherent cause,
Has a
what?
relating effect.
No, you got a relationship.
Relationship.
See, this shoe got a relationship to you. Right? That's a relationship. Now, it also has what? A latent effect.
Right.
Now, what we mean by latent effect? See, when you put these shoes on and you run into a track meet
Right.
and you get smoked,
Right.
then this shoe going to bring out the world of hell.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But, on the other hand, if you get the track meet and you win, then you're going to go into the world of rapture, or the world of heaven. So, Buddhism is actually everyday life. With you, some Buddhism. Now, you know, in the teachings of the writings of Nichiren Shonin, the first Go show, the first letter that he wrote, is called On Attaining Buddhahood. Now, what he says on attaining Buddhahood, he says, Nichiren Shonin, who was born in 13th century Japan, says, he says, the Lotus Sutra is the king of sutras, true and correct in both word and principle. Its words are the ultimate reality, and this reality is the mystic law. Myoho. It is called a mystic law because it reveals the principle of the mutually inclusive relationship of a single moment of life in all phenomena. Whoa! Let's go back on that now. It does what? It reveals the principle of the mutually inclusive relationship of a single moment of life in all phenomena. Now, See, a single moment of life, or the mutually single moment of life, kind of gets confusing because the past, the present, and the future exist in a single momentary state of existence. For example, you talk about the shoe.
Right.
The shoe has what? A latent effect.
Right.
So something in that shoe has not even happened yet, but it is going to happen.
Right.
That's the mutually inclusive relationship of life and phenomena. Now, let's go further. It says, life at each moment encompasses the body, that's the body, and mind, and self. That's how you see yourself, and environment. That's around it, right? Of all sentient beings in the 10 worlds, and all insentient beings in the 3,000 realms, including plants, sky, earth, and even the minutest particles of dust. Now, let's break that down. You know, you and I have been talking about this, and you're 15 years old in the 9th grade. Now, we're talking about sentient beings and insentient beings. So now, explain to the people what I taught you. What's a sentient being?
Sentient being, living, such as you and I, or a plant, or even a fruit, same thing. Insentient being would be my phone, such as...
That's an insentient being?
My phone, I'm not finna... Without this, my day is kind of ruined.
Right.
What else is insentient being? This book, things around us, basically insentient beings, is not living, but they have a purpose.
Or they have an influence or powers. And understand, all phenomena in the universe has 10 aspects.
Right.
That is, an appearance, a nature, an entity, a power, an influence, inherent cause, a relationship. Then it's got a relationship, a latent effect, a manifest effect, and a consistent beginning to the end. So when you look at phenomena from the standpoint of the 3,000 worlds and a momentary state of existence, now you're getting off into the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha or the Lotus Sutra.
Right.
So it was Nichiren in Japan who introduced or reintroduced the teachings of the Lotus Sutra. Son living.
Right.
But now we have relationships. See, in life, when you look at the cosmos, you have to look at life from the standpoint of insentient and sentient beings. See, just like you and I are talking, well, we're two sentient beings talking, right? But you have a relationship with sentient beings, like this couch. This is insentient being, but I got a relationship with it. Got a relationship with this picture. Got a relationship. So we have a relationship with insentient beings. So insentient beings affect our life. So
some more than others.
Huh?
Some more than others.
Yeah. For example,
My phone.
your phone. That's what?
That's an insentient being.
Your computer.
Insentient.
But that is a life. That is a life form.
Yeah.
See, so when you understand Buddhism, Buddhism explains life from the standpoint of sentient and insentient beings, and you look at the 3 realms of past, present, and future. Right. So all of this exists in a single momentary state of existence. So when you begin to study Buddhism, then you look at life and the universe a little different, because you have to be inclusive of time and space. Right. Because they all exist. So when I tell you to understand history, history is Buddhism. So is the science of Buddhism. So math and science and culture and all of that. Before I leave, you know, we always like to tap Buddhism from the standpoint of culture, right? Now, you and I talked about something, and we talked about the insentient being. Well, what happened was, as far as African Americans are concerned, and this is history, what happened, those of you who study history know of the man called Eli Whitney. You know Eli Whitney?
Yeah, a little bit.
What did Eli Whitney do? What did he do? You know Eli Whitney?
Yeah, cotton gin.
He did what? Loud, talk loud now.
Cotton gin.
He read what?
The cotton gin.
He read the cotton gin. Now, that's what? Insentient Beings. Huh? But now, that cotton gin affected us kind of terrible.
Is best known for his invention of the cotton gin, which revolutionized the cotton industry in the South.
He's also famous for the idea of interchangeable parts, which really helped initiate factory production and the second wave of industrialization.
Born in 1765, Eli Whitney grew up on a farm in Westboro, Massachusetts. After attending Yale, he got a job working on a tobacco plantation in South Carolina. With the tobacco market in decline, Whitney's employers turned to a new cash crop, cotton.
In that area, they had an abundant supply of cotton. However, the cotton has lots of seeds, and it took hours of manual labor to remove those seeds and then spin the cotton into a fabric.
10 times more efficiently than a slave. It wouldn't have been possible to establish the cotton industry in the South without this device.
Its more efficient production of cotton called for greater demand for hands to produce the cotton and to harvest the cotton. The cotton gin led inadvertently and quite tragically to the explosion of the slave system, which had been on the wane in the late 18th century.
Now what did the black folk? See, this was the cotton gin did. See, when they made the cotton gin, see, most of the slaves used to have to pick the seeds out of the cotton, right? So the cotton gin began to take that work. Now what happened was, when the whites who had the slaves, man, they started making a whole lot of money. And so once they started making a whole lot of money, they was getting a whole lot of profit, so they needed more slaves. So that damn cotton gin wasn't no friend of us. It was like a devil. But see, the devil and the God is relative. Now to the white man, that cotton gin was a God thing, because they started to make more money. Now for the slave, the cotton gin wasn't no good. Because what? They made more profit, and then they wanted more slaves. Now, let's go back to Insentient Beings. Now, for those of you who understand history and who's trying to learn Buddhism, in 1948, see, Memphis was the cotton capital of the world, and Memphis was also the slave capital of the world, you know, as I teach you. Now, in 1948, it was a company the family who made the McCormick Reaper. You heard of the McCormick Reaper, right?
No, I don't think
so. The McCormicks, well, they had the reaper that could harvest crops and machinery. Well, they put together a company in Memphis called International. And International made one single instrument that changed the destiny of black people. What was it? It was called, they invented in 1948, a company called International Harvester. International Harvester started in Memphis, Tennessee, and they created in 1948, what? A cotton picker. So when they created the cotton picker, in 20 years, they did not need black folk picking cotton no more. So that means you didn't even pick no cotton no more because of the cotton picker. Now, so that's in 1968. So in 1968 was Dr. King got killed. Now, let's go to another insentient being that helped in African America. Now, remember, the cotton picker kind of took us out of cotton field, right? Now, another insentient being helped another African American. If it were for that instrument in 2008, he would have never became the president. Who was that?
Obama.
Obama. Now, how did Obama be the president? Why? What's the key factor that made Obama the president?
A computer.
The computer. See, the computer is an insentient being. But because there was a computer, because there was technology, he was able to raise more money in the history of politics than anybody in the world. So that's a what? Insentient being and a sentient being. In fact, in 2012, when President Obama ran for president again, he used statistics and the computer technology to whoop Mitt Romney's butt in the race again, because he knew he did a thing called targeted marketing. And so he used targeted marketing and used the computer again to whoop Mitt Romney. So again, that sentient being worked in his behalf. So the sentient being was what? A god.
Right.
Now, whereas that damn cotton gin was the devil.
Right.
So that we look at things differently in Buddhism. So I think this is enough. So you get a last word there, son, to say to the people?
I think that's it.
Do you think that's it?
I think, unless you want to go with Sentient Beings.
I ain't gonna know. We don't have to go with Sentient Beings. What I want to know is what you gonna do with these shoes since I done spent this money to get you some shoes. So I want you to go out there and win some track meets. Hey, thank y'all very much. Hope we taught you some Buddhism.